Everybody clap and say hello. Everybody clap and say hello. Everybody clap and say hello. Say hello this morning. Everybody stomp and say hello. Everybody stomp and say hello. Everybody stomp and say hello. Say hello this morning. Ooh, everybody stretch and say hello. Everybody stretch and say hello. Everybody stretch and say hello. Say hello this morning. Everybody shake and say hello. Everybody shake and say hello. Everybody shake and say hello. Say hello this morning. Everybody jump and say hello. Everybody jump and say hello. Everybody jump and say hello. Say hello this morning. Everybody clap and say hello. Everybody clap and say hello. Everybody clap and say hello. Say hello this morning. Hello and good morning. Hello there, friends. Welcome back to another digital story time here at the Patch Library. My name is Miss Rachel. I'm so happy that you have decided to join us again today. This is it, friends. It is week 6. It is the end of summer reading. We have had 6 weeks of fun, exploring, learning, digging deeper, and today we are going to kick things off with a bang. We're going to end by blasting off into space. Today is all about space. I know I've got some future astronauts out there. Today is all about the planets, the stars, and the solar system. What's the solar system exactly? Great question. The solar system is made up of our sun, the big bright thing in the sky, which is a star, right in the middle, and all of the things that travel around it. That includes 8 planets and their moons. There are some dwarf planets, large asteroids, comets, and little space particles, icy space objects that all revolve around the sun, that big, bright, hot thing in the sky. Our solar system has 8 planets, and they all take a trip around the sun. Here on Earth, where we live, that takes 365 days. We call that 1 year. For planets that are closer to the sun, like Mercury, it doesn't take as long, only 88 days. But for planets that are further away from the sun, like Uranus and Neptune, that trip is a lot longer. There are lots of things going on, even though it doesn't feel like it. The Earth is always spinning. Even right now, even though it feels like we're standing or sitting still, you're moving. You're moving through space. I'm moving through space. The Earth is constantly spinning around and around and around. Where you are, sometimes it faces the sun directly, and that's called daytime. Other times, it turns away from the sun, and it's dark, and that's called nighttime. Day and night happen because the Earth is constantly, always and forever, spinning on this invisible line called an axis, even when it doesn't feel like it, even right now. So when it faces the sun, it's daytime, and when it spins on its axis and faces away from the sun, it gets dark. That's called nighttime. That is so exciting to think about. Even when we're sitting still, we are whirling and twirling throughout space. And guess what? All of the planets do that. Let's talk some more about our neighbors in the solar system, the other planets, and how they go revolving around the sun. Join me in this cool song. It's called The Planets Revolve Around the Sun. It goes like this. The planets revolve around the sun, hooray, hooray. The planets revolve around the sun, hooray, hooray. The planets revolve around the sun. They spin on their axes, everyone. And they all go spinning around and around and around they go. Can you spin around? You can spin around in a circle. What are the first planets? Well, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, hooray, hooray. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, hooray, hooray. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, all whirling and twirling among the stars. And they all go spinning around and around and around they go. Spin around like the planets in a big circle. Jupiter, Saturn, next in line, hooray, hooray. Jupiter, Saturn, next in line, hooray, hooray. Jupiter, Saturn, next in line, they're made of gas, but that's just fine. And they all go spinning around and around and around they go in big circles. Uranus, Neptune, make it 8, hooray, hooray. Uranus, Neptune, make it 8, hooray, hooray. Uranus, Neptune, make it 8, the last 2 planets, and aren't they great? Here's your chance, last chance to spin. And they all go spinning around and around and around they go. Spin around in a big circle. Well, that's fun. Now I'm feeling wibbly wobbly and dizzy. I can really feel the earth moving now. How about you? Yeah. Well, friends, 8 planets, and you know them all now. But did you know that not very long ago there were 9? Yes, we have 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. But up until 2006, not very long ago, but probably before you were born, there was a 9th planet called Pluto. Pluto was all the way on the other side of the solar system, so far away from the sun. It was only a planet for 75 years, which seems like a long time, but it's really not. It's a little tiny icy planet, so teeny tiny, almost the size of Earth's moon. And in 2006, Pluto was no longer called a planet. It became a dwarf planet. That is why we only have 8 planets now and not 9. Today, we're going to read a story about Pluto and how it went from being a planet to not being a planet. It came down to Earth to ask questions. Hey, what's this all about? Why am I not a planet anymore? Let's see if Pluto gets some answers. Today's story is called Pluto Visits Earth. It's by Steve Metzger. It's illustrated by Jared Lee, and it's read by me, Miss Rachel. Here we go. It was a quiet day in the universe when Pluto got the news. Hey, Pluto, shouted Speedy the space rock, who was racing by with his friends. You're not a planet anymore. What are you talking about? Pluto asked. He was very shocked to hear this news. Astronomers on Earth say you're a dwarf planet, not a real planet. A dwarf planet, shouted Pluto. Wait a minute, tell me more. That's the way the comet crumbles, Speedy said. This is very, very bad news for Pluto. Pluto turned purple with rage. How can this be? He shouted. I'm madder than a Martian. Pluto called out to his 3 moons. Do I look small to you? Not to me, big guy Nick said. Well, you're twice as big as I am, said Karen. Pluto thought, I remember when I was named by Venetia Burney, that nice English girl. But now this, he yelled, a dwarf planet? I'll go to Earth and visit and demand to be a real planet again. And with a mighty thrust, Pluto left his orbit and zoomed towards Earth. He asked the other planets to help him along the way. Pluto was named by a young English girl, Venetia Burney. She named him after the Roman god, also called Pluto. And here she is. And here's the newspaper headline, New Planet Found. Remember, it wasn't very long ago at all that this happened. He saw Neptune in the distance. Halt! Who goes there? Neptune shouted. Friend or UFO? It's me, Pluto. Oh, hi, little buddy, Neptune boomed. I heard the big news. That's too bad. What brings you here? I'm on my way to Earth, Pluto replied. I want to be a regular planet again. Will you join me? Sorry, Pluto, Neptune said. I'd love to, but I've got 13 moons to look after. I'm just too busy. Neptune is the planet nearest to Pluto. The other planets were no help either. Uranus was too scared. I might get hit by a meteor shower. Saturn was too vain. Did you ever see such beautiful rings? Jupiter was too bossy. Get out of my way, small fry. These planets were not very helpful to Pluto at all. Mars was too distracted. Not today, it's Mars Day. The Martians are celebrating. Pluto didn't even bother visiting Venus and Mercury. They were way out of his way. Venus and Mercury are past Earth, so he decided not to go that direction. And here we have the newspaper headlines. Small is the new big. Pluto's coming. Pluto suffers an identity crisis. Pluto is mad. It has made news that Pluto is not a planet and that he's demanding things change. Pluto put on the brakes at the Mount Badley Observatory and hovered above the astronomers. Two of them stepped forward. Why did you make me a dwarf planet? Pluto thundered. The astronomers trembled. First of all, Mr. Pluto, Astronomer A said in a shaky voice, you're small, much smaller than the other 8 planets. So what? Pluto answered. I've got a big heart. Here you can see the astronomers, the scientists that study space, are terrified. Pluto has come down to demand answers about why he's not a planet anymore. Planets should be much larger than their moons, Astronomer B added. You're not. I don't care, Pluto said. I like being one of the 9 planets in the solar system. Now nobody will know who I am. Excuse me, a boy shouted. I have something to say. The astronomer stepped back. Pluto, you will always be my favorite, the child said. I will, said Pluto. Small or big, it doesn't matter, the child said. You're the best. Pluto spun around. Well, what do you think of that? I'm special. He looked towards the sun. I'd better get going. It's so hot here. I'm starting to melt. Pluto is a very, very icy planet far away from the sun. So he got closer to the sun and decided, it is too hot. As Pluto zoomed away, he shouted, Goodbye, Earth! See you around the Milky Way! That's the galaxy our solar system is. It's called the Milky Way. But it's not very chocolatey like the candy. The end. Pluto visited Earth and he got some answers. He found out that he's just too small to be considered a planet. He's way, way smaller than its moons, and he's too teeny tiny compared to the other planets. It was really cool to see Pluto leave his orbit and blast off to Earth. You can blast off too by making your own jetpack. Check out this cool craft clip to find out how. For this out-of-this-world craft, you'll need 2 large plastic bottles, silver or black paint, duct tape, masking tape or hot glue, scissors, tissue paper, stickers and decorations, and some yarn or string. Remove the label off 2 plastic bottles of any size and paint them silver, black, or any color you find best for space exploration. Let paint dry completely and tape the 2 bottles together. Cut out strips of flame-colored tissue paper and glue or tape them into the inside of the opening of each bottle. Decorate the bottles with stickers of your choice. Stars and sparkles look best. Cut out 2 long pieces of string or yarn, tie them in a knot, and attach them to the bottle in a way that's most comfortable to you. Try on your jetpack and blast off. You're ready to shoot for the stars. So friends, now that you've got your jetpack ready and you are on your way to space, you might want to know some of the planets that you'll encounter along the way on your journey through the cosmos. Here we have an example, some pictures of the planets in our solar system. And you'll remember there are 8. 8 different planets, and they all travel around the sun. Here is the sun, a big, fiery, hot star that shines bright in the sky. That's the sun, and all of the planets travel around the sun. So let's see who they are. Maybe they'll tell us their names and a little bit about them. This is the planetary roll call. Here's the sun. Let's start with number 1, Mercury. Mercury here, I'm number 1, the closest planet to the sun. Mercury is the closest planet. It has the shortest year, only 88 days. Our year takes 365. Mercury's year is a lot shorter. So you'd have a lot more birthdays on Mercury. Venus here, I'm number 2, shining bright and sparkly and new. Venus is very bright. It shines bright like a diamond. It is the hottest planet in the solar system. You don't want to go there. And sometimes Venus shines so bright that we can look up into the night sky and see it with just our eyes. That's how bright it shines. Earth here, I'm number 3. This is home to you and me. Right here is planet Earth. This is where we live. This is our home. Earth has continents, 7 continents, and oceans and land and animals and life. This is our home. And after Earth, we have Mars here. I'm number 4, red and ready to explore. Mars is the planet that is most like Earth. Someday we may even explore Mars. Someday people may even go and live on Mars. Maybe even you. Jupiter here, I'm number 5, the largest planet. Surprise, surprise. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Many, many times bigger than Earth. You can take one Earth and put a lot of them into just one Jupiter. It's just that big. Saturn here, I'm number 6 with ice and dust and parts that mix. Saturn has rings made of icy particles, dust, rocks, and other space objects that all form these cool rings around it. Uranus here, I'm number 7, tilted high towards the heavens. Uranus is sometimes called the sideways planet because it spins on its side in the opposite direction of some of the other planets. And lastly, Neptune here, I'm number 8 with a large dark spot that's awfully great. Neptune is the last planet in our solar system. It is a gas giant and it is very, very far away from the sun. And right after Neptune, we would find this little guy. This is Pluto. He was the 9th planet, and you can see how much smaller he is compared to the other planets. Astronomers, the scientists that study space and stars, decided that Pluto shouldn't be called a planet anymore. He's called a dwarf planet. But we still love Pluto. He's still awesome, and he's still great. If you want to read more about Pluto, here's a cool picture book called Pluto Gets the Call, with more about the story of how Pluto became a dwarf planet and why it's no longer the 9th planet. And if you just want to read about aliens and space exploration, one of my favorite books is called Earth to Clunk. It's about a little boy and his pen pal from space. Thank you so much for joining us again today, friends. With that, we're blasting off into the stars. That is the end of summer reading. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I know I certainly have. It's not too late. Today's the last day to log your reading time. Log how many minutes you've read. If you watch story times, guess what? That counts as reading. Yeah, so log it in. Our wrap-up party will be happening soon. Maybe you'll win the grand prize. Maybe you'll just win a big smile and a laugh and a good time and a good book and a good story. I'll see you next time, friends. See you soon. Thanks again for joining us for summer reading. Here is our goodbye song. Until next time, See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Give a hug, slimy slug. Blow a kiss, jellyfish. Mwah! Toodaloo, kangaroo. Time to go, buffalo. Hasta mañana, cool iguana. It's been real, baby seal. Wave goodbye, butterfly. Take care, polar bear. Sayonara, capybara. That's the end. Bye bye, friends.